Hello and welcome. I'm Chef Simon Braz, and today I'm going to teach you how to cook a Ponzu steak donburi with a miso soup. So the few fundamental ingredients we have here is a beautiful piece of ribeye steak. It's 10 ounce, and that's going to be married with some beautiful king oyster mushrooms that I've prepared, and that's going to be cooked in a frying pan, a bit of oil, very simply, but it's going to be finished with a beautiful sauce using a Ponzu dressing. We're going to serve that with a lovely miso soup on the side. So if you like this video, please give it a like, hit the subscribe button. I'm uploading videos every week of favourite dishes that I like to make. So let's get started. So the first thing we want to do is frying pan on, nice and hot straight away. And we're going to season our steak. I'm just going to use a little bit of salt, a little bit of cracked black pepper. Now I've left this come up to room temperature because that's going to help aid the cooking. Okay, season both sides. And then first thing I want to add is a bit of oil to the pan. Get that nice and hot before we add our steak. Right, our pan is nearly up to temperature now. We're going to notice it's going to start to sort of smoke, which is when we know that the steak is ready to add. But in the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my water into this saucepan, and this is going to be the base for our miso soup. So in here, I'm just using 400 ml of water. I'm going to add 1 dashi powder to this. If you want to make it dashi, that's fine. I'm using a powder because it gives a lovely flavour. Give that a little whisk. To that, I'm going to add a tablespoon of, I'm using white miso. I'm just going to put it onto a medium heat, and then we'll just melt that miso down, give it a lovely flavour. Use a whisk just to break up that miso. So our pan is smoking now, so I'm ready to add our steak. So I'm going to press it down, I'm going to add it straight to the pan. Lovely. And what we want is a nice even colouring, both sides. Most importantly when doing any steaks is to make sure you let it rest. I've also got as well in the back, I've got my rice cooker. I'm just going to do a little bit of simple sushi rice, which is lovely for this donburi. Other ingredients I've got with the miso soup is just some lovely silken tofu that I've just diced up. Finish it with some lovely chopped spring onions. Now for our Ponzu sauce, what we're going to do I'm going to have some lovely diced onions here. You can use shallots if you want to. Some grated garlic and ginger. In here I've got a little mixture of Ponzu dressing, soy sauce and rice wine vinegar. I'm going to add a little bit of sugar to that just to give a nice bit of sweetness. Now depending on how you like your steak cooked, I like mine medium rare. I'm going to cook it to that, but if you want to do it longer, you can do it longer depending on how well you like your steak. I'm going to make sure that we colour on each side, sear off that steak really nicely. Lovely charring effect on the steak, just what we want. at this point, I'm going to add my mushrooms. These are quite large, so I want to give them plenty of time to cook. And I'm not going to waste that beautiful fat that's been coming out of the steak. So I'm going to put the mushrooms there, straight in there, give a real nice coloration. Now what you'll find with a lot of mushrooms is they do store a lot of moisture, so we want to make sure we cook that out really well. Once got a nice bit of colour on, we'll flip them over. Just colour them for a few more minutes on that side. Now, I'm happy with my steak now. And the most important thing to do with any steak, vitally, is to let it rest. When you're introducing high heat to a single muscle, it will constrict. But when you allow it to rest, it will allow the muscle to relax, and that way you won't have any bleeding juices onto your plate. Season up our mushrooms. With salt and pepper. Now steak comes out. Just going to leave that there to rest. So now we're going to move on to the dressings part of this recipe. So what I'm going to do is I want to retain all this lovely flavour that's been kept in this pan, and I'm going to add my onions. A nice bit of colour on the other side of the mushrooms, so I'm just going to take them off, leave them to sit for a minute. Like so. Now, we want to fry these onions off. I'm going to add a bit of oil. I'll fry these onions off, so I'm going to turn the heat down, just to medium. They will start to colour off slightly as they absorb some of the brown juices that have come out from the steak in the pan. But that's fine, that's going to give it all lovely flavour. Now to that I'm going to add my ginger and my garlic. And you want that lovely flavour to just come out naturally. To this I'm going to add my liquids. Tablespoon of sugar, salt and pepper, a little taste, and it is going to be quite citrusy with the ponzu. It's going to be a little bit sweet with the sugar, obviously lovely and salty from the meat juices, but as well from the soy sauce. Now, just going to pop my mushrooms back into this, just to make sure they finish cooking really nice and evenly. Because these are so big, I want to make sure they're lovely cooked. Just going to gently pour a bit of the sauce over the mushrooms, just to get that flavour in. And you'll be able to see here, the meat has got its own natural juice coming out. Now I don't want to waste this, I'm going to pour them into there. Got even more flavour. Check our miso soup. So miso soup, now all the miso is completely dissolved. Okay, we've got a nice, beautiful cloud liquid here. But what we're going to do is we're going to put a few pieces of spring onion into the bowl. A few pieces of tofu into the bowl. That's going to be the start of our miso soup. I'm going to take the mushrooms out now. They're nice and cooked. Put them next to our steak. Just let the sauce reduce down just a little bit so it makes a nice dressing. Now that the sauce is finished, I'm just going to pour that into a bowl. Ready to finish our steak donburi. Still more juices coming out from the steak, that's fine. Again, add them all into that beautiful sauce. More flavour, more flavour, more flavour. That's what we want. Now that our rice is ready to go, take it out. It's just a little sheet of kombu that I put in, cook with my rice. Just going to give that a little mix. Now we're ready to plate up. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take some of this lovely rice. Pop it into the centre. Okay, I'll put my miso soup just back up onto warm. I'll take my beautiful steak. I'm just going to carve that into nice pieces because everyone likes a bit of steak. Lovely. Really important. Season it. Take that. Put that straight over the top there. Beautiful. I'm going to take our mushroom. Should sit that on the side there. Our beautiful sauce. Take the miso soup off now. Just cascade that just over those lovely juices. Finish that with a little bit of spring onions. And our miso soup. And there we have it, guys. Absolutely stunning. Ponzu steak donburi with a miso soup. Thank you so much for watching. Really, really appreciate you guys coming along and checking this out. I'll put the recipe in the ingredients below, in the section below, sorry. And please give it a try. If you like it, hit me up on Instagram, Chef Simon Brazicool. Show me if you liked it, created it. I'd love to see it. Thanks very much, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.